If you ate nothing but sardines for 5 days, no bread, no sugar, no fruits, no vegetables, just sardines, your body would go through a transformation so powerful, it would look like you pressed a reset button on your metabolism. And the craziest part? Most doctors never talk about it. Because what happens inside your body, by day 2, by day 3, by day 5, is something most people have never experienced in their entire life. And once you understand this, you'll never look at food the same way again. My name is Dr. Bianca, and today I'm going to walk you through something very unusual. A 5-day experiment that combines fasting, high nutrient density, and metabolic switching into one powerful protocol. Before we go deeper, let me show you something that changed how many researchers think about food. A clinical study conducted in Barcelona took around 150 people and divided them into 2 groups. One group added just 2 cans of sardines per week. That's it. No extreme dieting, no crazy exercise, just 2 cans. And the result? Their risk of developing diabetes dropped from 37% down to just 8%. Think about that for a second. Not medication, not surgery, food. So I asked myself a simple question. If 2 cans per week can do that, what would happen if someone ate 3 cans per day for 5 straight days? Let's break down what's inside one can, because this is where things start to get very interesting. Inside a single can of sardines, you get 23 grams of complete protein, around 900 milliliters of omega-3 fatty acids, over 300% of your vitamin B12, calcium from the bones, vitamin D, selenium, phosphorus, and taurine. Now multiply that by 3. This isn't just nutrition, this is metabolic reprogramming, because at that level, your body doesn't just function normally, it switches modes. Let's talk about omega-3s. The average person consumes about 100 milligrams per day, but in this plan, you're getting around 2,700 milligrams daily. That's not nutritional, that's therapeutic. At this level, omega-3s start doing things most people never experience. Reducing inflammation rapidly, improving brain function, supporting heart health, changing cell membrane behavior. You're literally rebuilding your body at a cellular level. Now let's talk about day 1. This is where the transition begins. The moment you remove carbohydrates, your body is forced to rely on stored energy. Your body stores sugar in the form of glycogen, mainly in your liver. But here's the key detail most people don't know. Glycogen holds water. So when glycogen is used up, you lose water rapidly. That's why in the first 24 hours, people often see a sudden drop in weight. But it's not fat yet, it's water. And this is where many people make a mistake. They don't replace electrolytes, which leads to headaches, fatigue, weakness. But if you add sodium, potassium, magnesium, you stabilize your system. And instead of feeling weak, you feel surprisingly strong. This approach mimics something called a fasting mimicking diet. Your body behaves like it's fasting, but you're still eating. That's the magic. You get the benefits of fasting, fat burning, insulin reduction, cellular repair, and you'll experience all of these benefits without extreme starvation. Now let's talk about day 2. This is where most people struggle, but not for the reason you think. You're not physically starving. You're experiencing something called dopamine hunger. Your brain wants stimulation, crunch, flavor, variety, and this is where most people quit. Not because their body needs food, but because their brain wants comfort. By the time you wake up on day 2, something subtle but powerful has already started happening inside your body. Your sugar reserves are almost gone. Your insulin levels are dropping, and your body is standing at a crossroads. At this exact moment, your body has 2 choices: go back to sugar or switch to fat. And since there's no sugar coming in, it has no choice. It switches. This is where you enter a state called ketosis, a state where your body begins burning fat, not just from your food, but from your own stored fat. When your body burns fat, it produces something called ketones. These aren't just byproducts. They're a clean, efficient fuel source, especially for your brain. Here's what most people never realize. Your brain actually prefers ketones over glucose. So as ketones rise, your brain begins to function differently. By the middle of day 2, many people notice something surprising: clear thinking, better focus, reduced brain fog. It feels like someone turned the lights on inside your head. Your attention span improves. Your thoughts feel sharper. You're not jumping between distractions. You're locked in. And something else happens. Your mood stabilizes. No sugar crashes, no energy dips, just a steady, calm state. Now let's talk about inflammation, because this is where sardines become incredibly powerful. At 2,700 milligrams of omega-3s per day, your body starts producing compounds called resolvins. These are not just anti-inflammatory, they actively turn off inflammation signals. What does that feel like? Less stiffness, less joint discomfort, less internal pressure. Your body feels lighter. To put this into perspective, most omega-3 supplements give you around 200-300 millihours per dose. You're getting nearly 10 times that amount. Now, let's be honest. Day 2 is still the hardest part because your brain hasn't fully adapted yet. You may start craving chips, bread, sugar, not because your body needs them, but because your brain is used to them. But if you push through, something incredible happens. The cravings disappear, almost completely. Because ketones suppress a hormone called ghrelin. This is your hunger hormone. Lower ghrelin, less hunger. By the end of day 2, your body is no longer fighting the process. It's adapting to it. And your sleep? It starts to change. You fall asleep faster, you sleep deeper, and you wake up feeling different. Now we move into day 3. This is where everything shifts from effort to momentum. By day 3, your body is fully adapted to burning fat, no resistance, no struggle, just efficiency. Your energy becomes incredibly stable. No crashes, no spikes, just a steady flow of fuel all day long. Here's the powerful part. You're burning fat 24 hours a day, even while sleeping, even while sitting. Your brain now runs almost entirely on ketones, and this is where performance peaks. If you had brain fog before, it's gone, not reduced, gone. Your thinking becomes faster, clearer, more precise. Now let's talk about your thyroid, because something important is happening here. You're consuming massive amounts of selenium. This helps convert T4 to T3, the active thyroid hormone, which means faster metabolism, better energy usage, and improved temperature control. You may even notice something strange. You don't feel as cold, even in cooler environments. That's because your body is activating brown fat. Brown fat is metabolically active. It burns calories to produce heat, which means you're literally burning more energy without doing anything extra. By day 3, your appetite is almost gone. You're eating because you choose to, not because you need to. Your digestive system gets a break. No bloating, no heaviness. Your stomach feels flat. Your gut bacteria begin to change. Fasting states actually improve microbial diversity. And since your gut and brain are connected, your mental state improves even further. Your body starts cleaning up internally. Damaged cells, inflammation, metabolic waste. At this point, your body is running on autopilot, efficient, focused, balanced. Day 3 is the turning point, from struggle to control. And what happens next? On day 4 and day 5 is where it becomes visible. Not just something you feel, but something you see. Here's something most people don't realize. The reason this works so well is not just what you're eating, it's what you've removed. No sugar, no processed food, no seed oils, no constant snacking for 5 days. You give your body something it rarely gets, simplicity. And simplicity is powerful because the human body was never designed to process hundreds of different ingredients every day. Think about your normal day. You wake up, coffee, sugar, snacks, meals, cravings. Your brain is constantly thinking about food. That's called food noise, and most people live with it every single day. But during this sardine protocol, that noise goes silent. No decisions, no temptation, no emotional eating, just fuel. By day 4 and day 5, something incredible happens. Your brain starts rewiring its relationship with food. You're no longer eating because you're bored. You're not eating because of stress. You're not chasing dopamine from junk food. You're eating because your body needs fuel. That shift alone can change your life long term. Let's talk about something critical. Insulin. Every time you eat carbs or sugar, insulin goes up, and when insulin stays high, Your body cannot burn fat. It's locked out. But for these 5 days, insulin drops to very low levels, and that unlocks something powerful, fat burning mode. Most people struggle with fat loss because they're constantly eating foods that spike insulin. But here, there's no fight. Your body naturally shifts into burning stored fat, not because you're forcing it, but because you've removed the obstacles. And it's not just insulin. Other hormones start balancing too. Leptin, your fullness hormone, ghrelin, your hunger hormone, cortisol, your stress hormone. When these are out of balance, you feel tired, hungry, stressed. When they stabilize, you feel in control. Remember those omega-3s, EPA and DHA? At high doses, they don't just reduce inflammation, they actively turn it off. That's because they create molecules called resolvins, and resolvins literally tell your body, stop the inflammation. Chronic inflammation is behind almost every modern disease: heart disease, diabetes, brain fog, joint pain, aging skin. So when you reduce inflammation, you're not just feeling better, you're slowing down aging itself. Now here's where this protocol beats regular fasting. Most fasting methods, you lose some muscle, but here, you're getting around 70 grams of protein daily. That protects your muscle mass. So you're losing fat, not strength. Let's be honest, most diets fail. Not because people are lazy, but because they're complicated. Too many rules, too many choices, too much confusion. But this is extremely simple. And simple works. Let's talk money. Most health plans are expensive. Supplements, programs, medications. But sardines? Less than $2 per can. That means, for 5 days, you're spending less than most people spend on one meal. I want to be very clear. There are medications that help people, but many of them try to mimic what your body can already do naturally. Fat loss, blood sugar control, inflammation reduction. This protocol supports your body to do those things itself. By day 5, you realize something powerful. You didn't need snacks. You didn't need sugar. You didn't need constant meals. You were in control. And that confidence is priceless. Yes, you may lose weight. You may feel better. You may look better. But the real win? You prove to yourself you can do it. Now listen carefully. This is not for everyone. Do not try this if you are pregnant, you have severe medical conditions, you are underweight, you are on certain medications. Always talk to your doctor first. If this feels too extreme, you can modify it. Instead of only sardines, add vegetables, healthy fats, eggs. You'll still get many benefits. Here's your simple plan. Day 1-5, 3 cans sardines daily, water plus electrolytes, optional coffee or tea, minimal cream if needed. That's it. No complexity. Do not skip electrolytes. You need sodium, potassium, magnesium. Otherwise, you may feel tired or dizzy. After day 5, don't go back to junk food immediately. Slowly add vegetables, protein, healthy fats. Keep your progress. Most people spend years trying to fix their health. You can trigger powerful changes in just 5 days. If this opened your eyes, comment below, Sardine Challenge, and tell me if you'd try this. Subscribe for more science-backed health content. Your body is incredibly powerful. Sometimes it just needs the right environment to heal. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.